What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gamer Dad channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So there's a question of builds that always arises in the Division 2, and there seem to be a lot of new players that are still coming into the game, jumping into activities and missions. In fact, if you go into base of operations just recently, when I just walked in here a second ago, there was a player with a shade level 145. Now, this could mean that they left the game a long time ago. I don't have shade level 1000 myself because I'm playing on multiple platforms. I have 800 and something here. I have 800 and something on PC, and then I have another account that has 200 and something shade level. So take it for what it is. You can add it all up and I can give you your change, or you can give me my change for my shade level 1000 that I've gathered over the course of multiple platforms and accounts. But the question of builds really does come into perspective in this conversation because there are a lot of build videos on the internet, but the one question that a lot of agents, have always asked themselves is, does this build actually work for me? So if you're a new agent, maybe you're still taking your builds and, running maybe 6 pieces of the same gear set or brand set, or you're just trying to figure out builds are. I want to take this video to explain and also provide a little bit of context so that you can see in gameplay how builds like these actually do work. And, one of the reasons we actually run and one of the reasons we make these decisions. So you're going to see that in this gameplay footage here very soon. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about it. And I'll explain a lot of my reasonings as to why you build like this. Now, this is a tank build. It's one of my favorite tank builds that I run, and there are other very good tank builds out there, but I don't know if I'll be able to run them because there are elements in my build that really do suit me in the context that I'm running them. So I'll critique this particular tank build. I'll talk about different ideas and things that I want to change because I have changed my playstyle a little bit. The new legendary missions are demanding a slightly different playstyle, so we're going to be going ahead and looking at some of those. Now, I have a Douglas and Harris mask, the Punch Drunk mask, that gives you a lot of headshot damage. In fact, this job is to grant you 20% headshot damage, and so that's what I wanted because I was going to be using a sidearm, that was going to get the job done in terms of dealing a lot of damage, and I kind of wanted that. But when I'm playing here with a controller using my Regulus, this is a raid exclusive weapon, I'm not really accurate. The weapon is not so accurate, but it does deal a lot of damage. It has 6 rounds in it, and so I wanted to basically leverage all of that for headshot damage. But again, I said, like, I'm going to tell you in this particular video why I'm going to modify this build a lot. And so that's what I'm using as a mask. Headshot damage, that's about it. And then it's got pistol damage, 20%. It really does work if you wanted to do the damage dealing aspect, in terms of your sidearm. You could do some other really fun things, but this is what I'm deciding to go with because I want to land those headshots. But it is challenging though on console, but it's something that I'm kind of used to, and I'm probably not going to hit all the headshots, but it is what it is. I'm also using, Foundry Bulwark for my 4 pieces in order to get total armor for 2 pieces. 3 pieces is 1% armor regen, 50% shield health, 4% is a makeshift repairs. Whenever you or your shield take damage, 20% of that amount is repaired to both over 15 seconds. Now, for those of you who don't know what to do with these gear sets, because there were my clan members talking about, some agents that were wearing 6 pieces of Umbra Initiative. You don't have to wear 6 pieces of any gear. Once you put on 4 pieces of it, you are already at the max. So any of the 4 combinations you want, be it from mask to gloves or from knee pads to whatever, as long as you have 4, you're going to gain the most benefit. And then to get the full benefit, you have to use the backpack and the chest piece because they have specific talents towards them. So for my chest piece, even though I have the 4-piece talent, I have something called improved materials, which increases the makeshift repairs from 20% to 30%. I just showed you makeshift repairs. It's the 4-piece bonus. The backpack here also has its own special talent, which gives you process refinery that increases your makeshift repair speed from 15 seconds to 10 seconds. This is actually not really a big deal in my opinion. I could change them and use other pieces that will grant me better benefits. Now, here is my critique for my own build. Number 1 is I need to pretty much use another chest piece. And now I know you're wondering, I didn't talk about the knee pad. Yes, I'll come to the knee pads because the chest piece is probably going to be beneficial for me and my group. Now, in this gameplay footage that you're going to be seeing here, a lot of my team members, they were dying. And so in order for me to be able to assist them, even while being a tank, using the point man chest piece, which is a chest piece that grants your team members bonus armor when you pop your shield, seems like it will be a better use for me. That's one of the critiques that I have, but I can't find a good point man chest piece that will really rock it. So I've just stayed with the Foundry Bulwark chest piece, and I've been leveraging its own talents, which will mean if I gave that chest piece area, if I actually swap it out to a point man chest piece, I don't know if I have one in here, I would then have to use a Foundry Bulwark mask to replace or at least fill in that void where I have, this Bunch Drunk mask. I think I have a Foundry Bulwark mask in the chest piece in my stash somewhere. Now, that's one thing. Another thing too that you could actually consider is looking at, say, what is your utility for this shield? When you're playing legendary missions, which I built this particular build for legendary missions, enemy NPCs do all kinds of crazy things. They'll hit you with explosive damage. They'll do all kinds of crazy stuff, especially when you're trying to res another agent of yours. And one of the things that I use to mitigate that is I use the Sawyer's knee pads. The Sawyer's knee pads are always very good for these kinds of build. Now, you can go a different direction, but you may not like this direction that I'm going because this absolutely suits my playstyle because I'm playing a support tank. I don't play an aggressive tank. I can't play it like that. I mean, I have friends that are amazing at playing. In fact, one of our clan members is an amazing aggressive tank. He goes right into the middle of things and will hardly get downed. And that's just the play style. And it does work because it removes all the attention from us. Me, I play a support tank where I stay close to my crew members. I'm doing my thing from close range, in a sense, to them. And then whenever something happens, I'm going to be in the middle of that. Maybe an enemy walks up on us. I'll stand in front of them. I'll take all of the aggro. I'll be right in their faces in a situation like that. I think it was like right here. This is one of the best places to show that example because, we set up our skills and immediately the enemy NPCs start coming. I just stand right there at the door. I put my turret down, which my turret's not dealing a lot of damage, honestly. It's just a distracting mechanism. But it is going to be something where I'm able to stay alive. I stay close to them and I'm able to just pretty much put my body in the way and let them shoot a little bit. And then whenever it starts to go down, I just step in front of them. That's the kind of tank that I play, which means I have to be very good, or at least I have to be very well versed in dealing with explosive damage because I'm eating all the explosive damage, for them. And so I have to be able to take on that damage without any problems, which then makes for, the sensibility anyways of having these Sawyer's knee pads. Now, what does it do? It has a stand your ground talent. It cannot be staggered by explosions, increases total weapon damage by 3%. Each second you're not moving, stacks up to 10 until you start moving. All stacks are lost 10 seconds after moving. So I can stand still in one place and just be gaining the benefit of having bonus damage. So I don't really move too much with a build like this because I just want to stay in an area where, I want to be able to gain the benefit. I want to be able to do all of that. If you notice, I'm getting explosions here, but I'm not really taking any staggers. I am taking explosive damage nonetheless. And so that's another thing that we need to look for in terms of critiquing a build like this. So what areas can this build grow and what is the paradigm here? Well, I think aspects of, explosive resistance is something that I look forward to, but I don't think explosive resistance is possibly very useful in this particular scenario. And I don't know why. I think for me, what I probably should do with this build is actually roll armor regeneration. You see, I have explosive resistance on all of the builds, but if they bombard you with multiple explosives, you're really going to be taking that damage. And so I'm not satisfied 100% with that result. I think that if I went ahead and added armor regen on all of these pieces, it would then take my armor regen to a whole different level. So that total armor regen that, we're getting has to be, first of all, augmented when I max out all my pieces with the max armor. But then armor regen is just automatic healing. This is one of the reasons why, you will build this way, because it's not something that you're going to just get over on a YouTube channel and then drop in your cash or drop on your agent and think, oh, everything is going to be fine from here on out. So the weapon choices as well, because I wanted to use the Regulus, I don't think that really does work out much for me. I think the better weapon choice, unless I decide I want to, leverage the headshot damage and the talent, which is the Regicide, which is actually very strong, by the way. I hit some headshots with some groups in that particular mission video, and man, the explosion was crazy. It was a good headshot. It was blind almost too. But I think the Liberty is actually a better weapon for me. Hits grant 2% weapon damage and stacks up to 30 times. Headshots consume all stacks, repairing your shield for 3% per stack. So you see that my build is not, or the one I was using in that context, was not really optimal. And so my critique is to make these modifications. Now, you see, I showed you a raid exclusive, and some people probably said I can't get the Regulus and whatever, but you already see that there are alternatives that actually do a very good job as well, even though they may not be damaging, 80,000 less damage on paper, but the amount of stacks that you're able to gain when you're actually, hitting enemy NPCs, you can gain your damage, your 2% weapon damage stack up to 30 times, basically increasing your percentage damage very significantly. This is a very big deal. And if you land a headshot, you can consume your stacks and heal your shield for 3% of every stack. You don't have to worry about it. You just have to just keep shooting. Either way, you get a benefit, be it headshot or body shots. And so this really does make those stressful situations a lot better for me, or probably for you if you're not playing a aggressive version of a tank. Now, if I was playing an aggressive version of a tank, I've seen a lot of people do this, and you don't even have to be a tank to do this. In fact, one of our clan members, Mo, he's a healer. He plays a healer extensively, but he'll use the Sandman talent, which is the talent that's on the, what's the name of that weapon? The Sweet Dreams. This is a shotgun where if you hit an elite, if you hit any enemy that is not an elite, with your shotgun, it pretty much goes ahead and puts them to sleep. It says it right here. So you can literally carry this weapon on your side, and you can use it. One of our clan members as well, that's a tank, and many other tanks I've seen, they use this as well. Melee attacks instantly kill non-elite enemies. So literally you deal way more damage just doing this, and it has a 15-second cooldown. So as a tank, you just, tank. If you see an opportunity with an enemy NPC that's out of line, you can go out there and whack them. So this is pretty much my thinking and my video surrounding this particular set of builds. And I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. And I guess, share your ideas too, because this is going to be interesting. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you all so much. And hopefully we'll talk soon.